Hey, Joe Gilder here from HomeStudioCorner.com. I want to talk to you about easy bus creation in Studio One. Now, for some reason, I thought I'd covered this, and maybe I have, but I couldn't find it. So, lest I don't ever cover it, I want to cover it now. So, there are a lot of times where you want to create a bus for things. You want to group things together. I do all my mixing this way. All my guitars are in one, coming through one bus. My drums are coming through another. If I have multiple bass tracks, they're coming through a bus, so on and so forth. Now, in the olden days, how you would do this, you would create a bus track. So you'd do something like add a bus channel, and then you'd name the bus channel. Then you'd go to each track and you'd route it to that bus channel. And that's fine. You can do that the old way if you'd like. Studio One makes it super easy to do. So let's say I want to take these 3 red bass tracks and route them to a bass bus. Okay, simple enough. First thing I do is click the first one, hold down Shift, click the last one. They're all selected. Right click somewhere in this area, and it will say Add Bus for Selected Tracks. Boom. Guess what? Once I name it, because it doesn't know what I want to name it, because it's not that smart, I've got my bass bus. Now, this bass track and this bass track and this bass track is routed. They are all routed through this bass bus. And as you can see, if you're not sure if that's true, you can quickly look at the output section of each track. It says bass, 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 and this track is called bass. Simple enough, right? That's super, super easy. Now, where this comes in handy, setting up your session at the beginning of your mix session, sure, absolutely. But also if you're just doing some mixing, and let's say you've got a couple of guitars, or let's say a couple of electrics, and they're all routed to an electric guitar bus. But let's say these 2 tracks, I want to actually treat them with the same EQ and compression, or the same effect, because they kind of go together. They're kind of a stereo complement of one another. Well, if I want to do that, no problem. I just select the 2 of them. I right-click and create bus, and we call this clean guitars or something. Then we route this bus back out to our electrics bus, where they were originally going. I've talked to PreSonus about making that be default, but they've decided against it. That's cool. So that's one extra step you have to do. But now I've got these clean guitars were originally going to my electric guitar bus. Now they have kind of a pit stop here at this clean guitar bus where I can put on effects and plugins and whatever I want, and then they go out to my electrics bus. So they're still getting to the same place. They've got a pit stop here that allows me to do things to them kind of together combined before it moves on to my electric guitar bus, which then sends them to my mix bus. Okay, so that's a really quick and easy way to get buses going. If you don't use buses because maybe you thought they were a lot of work in the past, or it just seemed like it was a waste of time, Studio One makes it really easy to do them quickly, and I think you'll find they can be a really handy mixing tool. If you're on the heavy end of using buses like I am, you'll find that you mix faster because you do most of your mixing on those buses and do less and less on individual tracks. And for me, that's worked really well. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'm Joe Gilder from HomeStudioCorner.com/PreSonus. Check it out. See ya.